Welcome to an all-new Inside the Big East, presented by Geico. The Big East tournament took over New York City, and we were there to bring you 5 days of thrills, fantastic finishes, and ultimately a champion.
Madison Square Garden sets the stage for the emergence of great players, and great players giving great performances in moments that matter, and that's what makes this tournament magical.
As the women have wrapped up their season, we'll bring you the all Big East first team. Buckle up, it's going to be a great ride right here on Inside the Big East. Hi everybody, I'm John Heffernan and welcome to Inside the Big East, coming to you this week from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, home of the Big East tournament in its 30th year, taking over the Garden all week long. Louisville and Cincinnati going for all the marbles tonight, and whether this is your first tournament or your 30th, there's nothing quite like it.
The Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden is the jewel of our conference, really. You know, for this now the 30th consecutive year, we've had our tournament here at the Garden, the world's most famous arena. It's where all of our players want to be, where our coaches want to be, and certainly our fans want to be.
The Big East tournament is the best of all the college basketball conference tournaments, really because it's here in New York. There's so much history and tradition in this building and in the rivalries, and I think that's what sets the Big East Championship apart.
Madison Square Garden sets the stage for the emergence of great players, and great players giving great performances in moments that matter, and that's what makes this tournament magical.
It's just great to see all these teams come to New York City. You see the contingent of fans. Yesterday you hear Sax Ahoya and, Pitch chanting, and I just think it's the greatest week in college basketball. I think it's better than the NCAA tournament, frankly.
Well, anytime we get to travel with basketball and football is a great time for us to represent the university. We're ambassadors, and for us to lead the crowd in a city like New York, this is the world's greatest arena. They're on stage too, and we're performing and competing with the other schools just like the basketball team.
The tournament kicked off on Tuesday, March 6th, with defending champs Connecticut in the same number 9 spot against DePaul as last year. With an easy 81-67 win, would lightning strike twice for the Huskies? The rest of day one would play out in similar fashion, as Pittsburgh, Seton Hall, and Villanova won convincingly and advanced to the second round. On day two, Connecticut found a worthy opponent in West Virginia.
Jones for three, no good. Bryant. There was contact as well, but no whistle, and Connecticut advances. The dream of going 5-5 for a second straight year remains. And the Hoyas will win 64-52, beating Pitt. Georgetown advances to the quarterfinals to play Cincinnati tomorrow.
Louisville got off to a good start with a 61-55 win over Seton Hall, while USF defeated Villanova for the second straight year at the Garden. In the quarterfinals on Thursday, Connecticut had a rematch from last year's semifinals against top seed Syracuse, a classic matchup.
Raiders, free from Boatwright. Knocks down a silky smooth jumper to give Syracuse the lead back. Fair in trouble. Got it to Trish. Ahead to Waiters, and that'll do it. Waiters throws it down to finish off Connecticut.
And the excitement increased when Georgetown and Cincinnati went head-to-head.
10. Clark with 8. Sims gives it up. Porter. It's good. We're tied with 3.6 left. Now Thompson with 3. With 2. Sims up top with 1. Sims on the drive. Scores! We go to double overtime. 5 seconds left. Got to hurry. Clark with 3. Clark off the screen. Here's Sims. Puts it up. No good. And Cincinnati survives in double overtime.
Before Georgetown and Cincinnati tipped up, there was a feel that was emanating from the floor, but also back toward the floor from the crowd. You could just tell it was going to be a special game. And I'm not sure any other conference in the country has quarterfinal games that are as compelling as the Big East.
Marquette, who received a double bye, got a rude awakening from Louisville. Player of the Year Jay Crowder was held to 10 points as the Cardinals advanced to the semifinals with an 84-71 victory. In the closing game on Thursday, Notre Dame held off South Florida in overtime to make it to Friday for the second straight season. And our semifinal matchups are set. Cincinnati versus Syracuse and Louisville taking on Notre Dame. We'll have them both for you later on in the program. Don't go away. The women's first team All-Stars are next. Inside the Big East is brought to you by Geico and Verizon.
Today my journey continues across the Golden State, where everyone has been unbelievably nice. Morning. I guess I am helping them save hundreds on car insurance. It probably also doesn't hurt that I'm a world-famous advertising icon. Cheers. I mean, who wouldn't want a piece of that?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Founded in 1856 and named for America's first native-born saint, Seton Hall is New Jersey's largest Catholic university. Located just outside of New York, our students experience life in and around one of the world's most dynamic cities. As a founding member of the Big East Conference, Pirate pride runs deep.
Come on, Elaine, let's go.
Welcome to Seton Hall.
Seton Hall University, where leaders learn.
The best in women's hoops are here on Inside the Big East.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Inside the Big East. Coming to you from the Mecca of basketball, Madison Square Garden. Louisville and Cincinnati going for the Big East Trophy tonight. You know, last week we were in Hartford for the Women's Big East Championship. UConn beating Notre Dame. It's time now to take a look at the All-Big East first team for the ladies.
We kick off the first team with 3 members from the regular season champs Notre Dame. Player of the Year Skylar Diggins heads our list. She was 4th in scoring and led the conference in assists and steals. Teammate Natalie Novosel was 8th in league scoring with 15.1 points, scoring clutch baskets all year long. And rounding out the trio was Devereaux Peters, the Big East Defensive Player of the Year. She led the conference in rebounding, scored over 12 points a game, and added 52 blocks this season. The Big East Tournament champions from UConn placed 2 players on the first team. Sophomore Bria Hartley was part of a high-powered offense, averaging 13.6 points a game and 4 assists. And senior Tiffany Hayes led the team in scoring while placing right behind Hartley in assists. Making the first team for the 3rd straight season is Georgetown's Sugar Rogers. She was the leading scorer in the conference, 6th in steals and 4th in free throw percentage. DePaul's Anna Martin makes the squad for the very first time. At 19 points a game, she was right behind Rogers for the scoring lead. She was also 4th in three-point field goal percentage. Louisville's Shoni Schimmel was an honorable mention selection last year, but graduates to the first team. She was in the top 5 in steals, assists, and three-pointers made. West Virginia's Asia Bussey continued to improve in her junior year. The highlight of her first All-Big East season was 22 points and an upset win over Notre Dame in February. St. John's Shanika Smith's strong all-around game put her on the first team after being on the second squad last season. She led a balanced Red Storm attack with 12.6 points a game. And rounding out the All Big East first team is Rutgers senior Khadijah Rushdan. She was a top 20 scorer and top 10 in assists. Congratulations to the entire All Big East first team. Our Student Athlete of the Week is the American Eagle Outfitters Men's Basketball Student Athlete of the Year, Notre Dame's Tim Abromaitis. He's the first player to win this award on 3 occasions. A 3-time Dean's List honoree, Abromaitis earned his undergraduate degree in finance in May of 2010 from the Mendoza College of Business in just 3 years, and then completed a 1-year intensified MBA program in May of 2011. Though Tim's season ended abruptly with an ACL tear in November, he continued to star in graduate school.
I tried to keep my head up, stay upbeat, keep going to class and doing all the work. It was a little bit difficult with getting around, just try to keep working hard and manage my time, and paid off this year.
It's time again for Hoops Trivia. Louisville last won the Big East tournament in 2009, but the most outstanding player that year came from the losing team. Who is he? You'll have some time to think it over, and we'll have the answer for you a little bit later on in the show. Don't go away, the Big East semifinal games are next.
On my journey across America, I've learned that when you ask someone in Texas if they want big savings on car insurance, it's a bit like asking if they want a big hat. Excuse me. Or a big steak. Or big hair. I think we have our answer.
If I could separate the tree from what happened, dreaming I could live about another day.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Big East Final Four is here on Inside the Big East.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Inside the Big East. Middle America invades the Big Apple. Louisville, Cincinnati, going for all the gusto tonight. Let's take a look back at how these two teams earned the right to play on Saturday night.
The opener was Cincinnati versus number 1 seed Syracuse. This was familiar territory for Jim Boeheim, but new for Mick Cronin. The Bearcats had plenty of fight.
Gates dumped it down. Parker scores inside around James Sutherland. Cashmere right, a three.
Well, that's the one that Boeheim mentioned to us. He is a threat outside.
Cincinnati looks fresh.
They do.
After that double overtime game, they played only 8 players yesterday. There's Kilpatrick, a 3 out of the corner, and Jim Boeheim calls another timeout. Kashmir Ryan, a 3. Cincinnati hammering Syracuse out of the game.
In its outstanding regular season, Syracuse had battled back from big deficits before. Could they pull this one out?
Trish, the dunk.
The house.
And the crowd trying to spur on the Orange. The bench trying to get the crowd involved. There's Trish, another 3. 7-point game, 9 minutes to go. Syracuse rallied from 8 down in the second half yesterday to beat Connecticut, but they're running out of time to do it tonight. 3 by Waiters.
Unbelievable. That kid, such confidence.
2-point game. Will he try to make or miss? He made it.
He was trying to miss.
Yeah, he dropped his shoulders as if he can't believe he made it. They got it in. Kilpatrick throws it ahead. Johnson, the exclamation point. Syracuse has a chance for a heave. Jardine.
Look at these kids enjoying.
Cincinnati, their biggest since they came into the Big East Conference in 2005, 2006.
Yes! You're the guy! In the Big East, one Big East! Oh my God! American! We're gonna be there! Yeah!
Every other game we've played has been very, very close, and we've made plays. And tonight we just couldn't make a key play.
Game 2 was a rematch from last year's semifinals between Notre Dame and Louisville. The Cards rallied from a big deficit a year ago. This time around, they took it to the Irish early and often.
Let's see if we get that one through.
Mike Brey wants timeout. 5 offensive rebounds, but hasn't really been able to take advantage of a lot of them. Siva the floater.
That's your game, kid.
Connaughton still can't get a 3 to go. Knight kept it alive, but Jang at 6'11" wound up with it.
Exhibition of team defense. Terrible. Great trust.
Gorgie Jang drops it in, and Mike Brey's going to use another timeout. Short with a long 2, and back comes Peyton Siva. Smart here.
Nice chip.
Yep, Blackshear the miss, but Jang kept it alive for Kyle Curran. Chris Smith, and Louisville is pulling away. Peyton Siva leads Louisville back to this conference's title game for the 3rd time in 4 years. And Notre Dame will head on to the NCAA tournament.
I think we're playing great defense. We're pressing people. We're running. Tough to speed up Notre Dame, but I think we did off our press. They shot 25%. We shot 57% in the first half. Got us that lead. Very tough to maintain a lead, but we did a good job.
The final score was Louisville 64, Notre Dame 50, setting up a final between 2 universities with a long and storied history.
We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home, far away.
It's time now to answer this week's trivia question. The most outstanding player in the 2009 Big East tournament was Johnny Flynn of Syracuse. Though Louisville beat the Orange in the finals, Flynn took home the Dave Gavitt Trophy after dishing out a record 37 assists in 4 tournament games, including the historic 6-overtime win against Connecticut. That game was chosen by the conference as the best moment in the 30 years the Big East tournament has been at Madison Square Garden. Don't go away. Louisville versus Cincinnati is next.
Pure adrenaline.
Everything you love about Geico. Now mobile. Download the new Geico app today.
Droid. The Droid Razr by Motorola. The droid that wirelessly pulls files, music, and movies all at 4G LTE speeds. And introducing the Droid Zyboard, with an 8-inch HD screen and adaptive surround sound, a home theater for your hands. Powered by Verizon 4G LTE, these droids are too powerful to fall into the wrong hands.
Buy a Droid Razor and get $100 off a Droid Zyboard.
Believe in these words because they encourage success. We believe. Do you?
Promotional consideration by Grand Prix. Where else can you ride go-karts at 40 miles an hour? Eat award-winning cuisine, enjoy happy hour, play pool, bowl, play in an arcade, and jump on a bouncy castle? I don't think many places. Grand Prix is the all-weather perfect thing to do in New York and is ranked among the top activity destinations. Don't miss out. Check out Grand Prix. Closed captioning provided by Dynamic Captioning. Dynamic Captioning. We make things happen. Welcome back to Inside the Big East.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Inside the Big East. Louisville, Cincinnati, moments away from tip-off here at Madison Square Garden for the Big East Championship Trophy. 5 days of basketball, and it all comes down to this.
Let's go, let's go. Go Cards! Go Cincinnati. Woo!
Let's go, Cats! Let's go, Cats!
And history will be made at Madison Square Garden tonight. Louisville and Cincinnati battle for the 96th time in a rivalry that dates back to 1921. It's the Cardinals and the Bearcats for the Big East Championship.
At guard, a 5'11" junior from Seattle, Washington, number 3, Peyton Siva.
Boy, they play with such confidence. They've got a free rein out there.
Chris Smith knocks home a 3.
Flat shot.
Nancy Gates spinning to the bucket on Jang. It popped off. Kilpatrick. They have a full shot clock now. Mick Cronin said Rick could kind of tell his team was really scuffling at the end of the year.
I don't think you can dribble it once you get past it.
Whoa, nice block by Jackson.
Here he comes again.
Gorgie Chang the dunk and a timeout, Cincinnati. Kashmir Wright way off with a 3. Wow, Jackson went high in the air. The ball went over him. 2-on-1, and Siva off to Chris Smith, and a nice double pump to free himself. And Dixon, tough fadeaway, wouldn't go. Russ Smith picked it up.
Never made the defense move. It was always set.
Shot.
Hannon has a chance for a 3-point play.
After the Bearcats scored only 14 points in the first half, their offense finally started to click.
You know, we talk about Siva being the MVP if Louisville wins, but you could make a case for Jang, too. There he is, defending Jackson. Siva, wow! Exploded to the goal and missed the layup.
How about that Euro step?
Kilpatrick. Out to Kashmir, right for 3.
What a turnaround. 5-point swing.
They need a shot, Kilpatrick. Tough 3.
Finally, huh?
Wow.
Got a little space.
Siva the spin. Oh, what a shot.
Wow. He'll own this city before he's finished.
Juan Parker saw a lot of space in the lane again, and Jake goaltending. Juan Parker at the free throw line. Short all the way. They're the worst free throw shooting team in the Big East, and boy, has it hurt them tonight. Right. Scoops up a tough two. Jang the rebound. Louisville's going to win. Fittingly, it's in the hands of Siva.
Look at this kid. You think he's happy about his week in Manhattan?
The Louisville Cardinals are the Big East champions in 2012. They're second in the last 4 years.
It feels so amazing, man. I just want to thank the Lord, man. This team has been so blessed, man, this year. Guys have worked so hard.
We avenged a couple losses, and it was a tough game at their place. We had rough shooting, but we defended well, and we came out with a lot of toughness to pull it out.
Tell me a little bit about the importance of your rebounding and defense throughout the tournament.
We were going to guard the NBA line with our life. If we got beat on drives with the shot blocker, so be it. But we weren't going to get beat from the line.
After leading the Cardinals to the title with great two-way play, Peyton Siva was awarded the Dave Gavitt Trophy as the tournament's most outstanding player.
Cincinnati, great defensive team, and I just kind of like try to get a foul and make the layup.
He was exhausted tonight, just exhausted. And I kept on timeouts. I said, we can't win it without you. You got to dig deep. You have to dig deep, son. Can't win this without you. And he did dig deep.
I think every year something different happens here that makes it special. You had the Jerry McNamara run, the Connecticut run last year. Over the years, there have been so many unique situations that have made this thing something that's memorable for a lot of people, and it will continue to be in the future.
What a great night to cap off the signature event for the Big East Conference. Congratulations to the Louisville Cardinals, and best of luck to the 9 Big East teams in the NCAA tournament. That's our show. We'll take you out with the Big East All-Tournament team. And for everything you need to know about the conference, log on to BigEast.org. You can also keep up with our show on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great week, everybody. Inside the Big East is brought to you by Geico and Verizon.